6 cars. Aaron Harris, after a DNF in the first race, starts right at the back this time, so he's got his work cut out for him.
On board here with Wade Henshaw starting in the middle of the pack, 16th place after a fairly indifferent run in race 1. Of course, the man has won a couple of races and will be looking to get back up in contention.
Heading to the start now, Kane Scott just bunching the field up, keeping it nice and tight.
And looking at that field, of course, in pole position, Kane Scott in the Super Chief Commodore. Alongside of him, Paul Pedersen. Then it's Paul Radisich alongside Angus Fogg.
Paul Manuel showing improved form. Starts from 5th on the grid alongside local man Dean Perkins, Andy Booth in 7th, and Michael Tom in 8th.
In 9th place, it's the Magan Turbo car of Dale Lambert alongside Craig Booth, ex-stock car champion. Then it's Jared Carlisle in 11th, Hayden McKenzie in 12th.
In 13th place, we've got Adam Brook alongside him, ex-stock car racer Clark Proctor. In behind him, 15th, Michael Shepherd, and Wade Henshaw in 16th.
Coming to the green light now, and Kane Scott keeping things so slow, holding everything down. Looks like Hayden McKenzie pulls out of the line, and he's passed about 4 cars by the time he gets to the start-finish line. So a bit of a controversial start from him.
Yeah, so I don't know about that one, but look, he may get away with it. Kane Scott, again, look, it just seems to pull away through the infield there.
Yes, a big fight going on between Radisich and Pedersen in 2nd place. And look at this ruck of cars. Parsons gets peeled out and flung towards those signage. He avoids it, and now Michael Tom into the back of Craig Booth.
A little bit of testosterone flowing, and that's David Thexton as well. These guys just so urgent to get through the field. Very difficult on this first lap.
Well, you'd hardly see anything but a wall of cars ahead. Paul Pedersen has hung on to 2nd spot. Radisich trying down the inside, a lock up from behind as Perkins comes down around the outside of Radisich.
And sticking a wheel off into the grass. Oh, big mistake for Dean there. He'll be frustrated with that one.
Yeah, cost him about 3 places instantly. You can't afford to do that. Now Dean McMillan in the wars again, and Martin Hicks in avoidance.
Great evasive action there. Hard right, and back on the track again.
Way down the back, Michael Shepherd. I say this is on board with Ashley Hall. Looking at that incident at the hairpin that time. Down the back of the field, he's into the side of McMillan. That's what caused that ruckus by the look of it.
Another replay, this time on board with Aaron House. Busy as he tries to avoid the action here. Whoa, there's Simon. All go into cab. He got through there right, though.
And a sigh of relief, you would imagine, as he looks in the rear vision after that, saying, oh, I'm glad I made that. Here's the race lead. Kane Scott stretching it out ahead of Paul Pedersen and Paul Radisich. Then these guys fighting over 5th place. That's Angus Fogg versus Andy Booth, just like race 1.
Yes, having done a number of laps at Pukekohe here, I'm just really amazed at how easy Kane Scott's doing. He just seems to be able to pull it out those first few laps and just makes the rest of the race so much easier for him.
Certainly these two cars seem very evenly matched here at Pukekohe today. Andy Booth in the 021 car, the Team Kiwi Racing car. We've got another replay from the start, this one from the point of view of David Parsons in one of the 2 cat cars in behind Wootton there. This is Mike Perro going past him. There's his teammate Ash Hall off on the right. Now Parsons took a hit here somewhere, there it is, and turns him around, gets the nudge, looks back to see who it was. Maybe Andy Anderson, not sure.
Back to the first few corners on board this time with David Thexton. As you can see, very busy through there, onto Elm Railway, onto the back straight, and there goes Craig Booth.
Thexton getting off the track in avoidance and now tries to put the foot down just a little too soon. Turns it around completely, and he's going to rejoin dead last.
Yeah, lock, diff and grass and lots of horsepower don't go together.
Here's the fight at the moment. 2nd place, Paul Radisich really pressuring Paul Pedersen, and Paul Manuel sitting back just a little bit behind them in the Oryx car.
Here we are on board with Paul Pedersen looking out the rear towards Paul Radisich. These two are continuing that first race battle that went right down to the wire.
And another battle continuing as it was in the first race as we see Scott go through. There we're looking back at 5th place, about to be joined this fight. Angus Fogg, Andy Booth and Dean Perkins about to join them.
Yes, and you've got to admire Andy Booth again, keeping out of trouble, right up with the leaders, just doing the job for the championship, which is what he's intending to do this weekend.
Yes, he's in a great position in the championship, got enough of a buffer on Angus Fogg not to have to do anything silly to try to risk coming down the inside of him or anything, making contact and earning the wrath of the stewards or taking himself off. Oh, and meantime now the others get together right around him. In fact, that could have been Boothie right into the back of Fogg. Just as I was saying, that's what he's been avoiding.
Exactly. Well, you shouldn't have talked too soon, but you see Dean Perkins step a wheel off there and lose a bit of, well, at least lost a couple of places then.
The first three starting to, in fact, the first four starting to move away from that fight. Paul Manuel running fourth. Then it's the fifth place fight that we're really following at the moment with Fogg fighting off Andy Booth and Dean Perkins.
Here we are with Dean Perkins coming down off the front straight, hugging it in tight here. Big change of direction. Really important to get the car straight so you don't lock an inside wheel. Slowing it down to second gear. Feed the power on. Get maximum exit speed onto the back straight. Most important part where you can carry the speed.
Oh, Adam Brook, no luck at all today again. Pulling off the track just before the hill. It looks like him out of the race.
Looking out of the back of Kane Scott again, as I said, doing it easy here. He can take the racing line because he has no pressure from the front.
No, the pressure's really all on Paul Pedersen from Paul Radisich and on Angus Fogg from Andy Booth and Dean Perkins. Man, they are really putting the pressure on him.
Yes, one thing to notice this year, especially the cars have upped the pace. I don't know whether it's a refinement of the change. Look at these two, Fogg and Booth, at it, full on.
Oh, this is on board with David Thexton, well back in the pack, right in behind Julia Hussif. And Hussif's engine's blown up by the look of it. That's more than just a lock-up. Wow, that's really gone.
Now, this will create a bit of complication, a bit of oil on the track. We'll be interested to see who gets caught up on that. But that's a bit of a disappointment for Julia Hussif. Big crash at Manfield a couple of weeks ago, car rebuilt, and now this. Bit of a shame.
Yes, it's one of the budget-run teams in the championship. Still well-turned-out team, and here come the leaders down to, well, the fight, rather, for fifth place, down to that point. Fogg still fighting off Booth and Perkins, but that really is the battle of the race at the moment.
Yes, as I was saying earlier, these cars are something like 2 seconds a lap quicker than previous years, just mainly due to chassis and engine changes.
Oh, we're on board with Kane Scott looking back at Paul Pedersen. He's got him. He's coming down around the outside of into the hairpin. And Scott looking uncustomarily slow going down there, so don't know whether he's got a problem or what, because Paul Radisich has also got right up with him. In fact, yellow flags waving as we saw as they left the hairpin. So, don't know what the story is there, but one thing that is for sure, Paul Pedersen in the lead of the race, and yes, we do have a safety car going out. So, how about that?
Well, I think what's happened there, Julia Hussif's car going off there with the oil, brought the yellow flag out, but the question is, Wayne, did it come out prior to that overtaking manoeuvre?
I'm sure Kane Scott thought it did because he had slowed down substantially as the safety workers rescued the car of Hussif and Brook. Coming back to the action at Pukekohe Park Raceway, and it's a restart in race 2 because there's been a safety car period, one triggered by a couple of cars parked off the track, and perhaps a controversial start to it, Greg Brink, because we believe Kane Scott probably thought there were yellow flags flying down at the hairpin as he slowed and was passed by Paul Pedersen.
Yes, it appears to be the case, but whatever's happened, it means that Paul Pedersen's in front, and you can see already pulling away.
This is Ashley Hall pulling into the pit lane. We understand he's got a drive-through penalty. Meantime, up front, Paul Pedersen getting away from Kane Scott is being monstered now by Paul Radisich in that United Video Falcon sitting right in behind him. And it's Paul Manuel in the next spot and back to Angus Fogg next.
Yes, really great for the series to have Paul Radisich back again. Remembering he's filling in for Mark Pedersen, who's currently suffering from glandular fever. Mark Pedersen, of course, last year's series champion. So great to have Paul Radisich here.
Kane Scott really having to work hard to fight him off too. Look at that. They're back in second place. Paul Pedersen has done a runner and got away from these two, as Scott uses all his wiles to fight off Paul Radisich, who, of course, is fairly experienced around this place as well.
Yes, these two guys are both top New Zealand drivers, so quite rare to have these two guys head-to-head.
Yes, it is great to have Paul Radisich back in the country out of the Supercar Series in Australia. Of course, ran in the British Touring Car Championship and then was that World Touring Car Champ. Look at Dean Perkins trying down the inside of Angus Fogg. Thinks better of it.
It's just back a little bit further. Here we are, Wade Henshaw looking forward. A little bit loose for Clark Proctor, just in front of him, getting into the hairpin.
And Proctor right on the tail of Dale Lambert as well. Talk about loose. Look at those cars bounce over some of these new bumps created by the last flood here at Pukekohe. Oh, Wade Henshaw just cops a stone in the windscreen by the look of it as he came through there as well.
Late in the race now, these cars are starting to get a little bit looser. Back tyres getting a bit hot and brakes starting to wear down, just losing that extra feel that they had at the start. Paul Radisich, meantime, sits right up the back of Kane Scott here, looking for a good draw onto the back straight.
Yes, well, that may change the positions for second place, but it doesn't look like it's going to change the positions for the lead because this is the last lap. So the last time down this long Pukekohe back straight, Paul Pedersen well in control as they go to the hairpin. Looks like Kane Scott's going to hold on to second with Paul Radisich third, and Manuel tucked up pretty close behind him though, and still that fight between Fogg and Dean Perkins behind him.
One thing is certain for sure, the large crowd here at Pukekohe being treated to yet another fantastic race in the V8 touring cars.
Yes, one of many in the series, that's for sure, as Paul Pedersen brings the Caltex Aveline Falcon across the top of the hill and down to the checkered flag. Great win by him. He'll be very pleased with that, perhaps in controversial circumstances because of that slowdown by Kane Scott as he went down to the hairpin. Yellow flags appeared soon after. We don't know whether they appeared before.
Yes, I guess the official results will show the outcome of this race. But meantime, Paul Pedersen, last year's series runner-up, great result for him, a real boost to his championship chances.
Yes, he's got 7 top 5 finishes so far until this race, but he'd be well pleased to get a win under his belt.
Paul, you've been telling us you thought this car was a winner. Now it is.
The Ford's a winner. Yeah, no, got a good start. Obviously qualifying really helped us, you know, because it keeps us up the pointy end. And Kane sort of got the jump. Rat sort of hit me in the side and lost a bit of place on the first lap, but that was just rubbing. That was fine. But I think the slippery stuff when one of the cars went off in the first yellow sort of pulled Kane back a bit, and it just allowed me to get